Good afternoon, my name is Amy Fry. I'm currently a student at the University of Texas at Arlington, and I'm here today to do a book review for you on the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership written by Dr. John Maxwell. So before I talk to you about the book today, I want to talk a little bit to you about the author. And Dr. John Maxwell, he was born in 1947. He lives in the state of Florida where he currently works as a pastor. He is a very, very effective communicator. Obviously, he's an author. And more importantly today, we're going to talk about the fact that he is a very, very effective, influential leader. In fact, there's multiple Fortune 500 companies that have hired him to come in to speak with their executives and talk to them about how they can become more influential and effective leaders for their companies. So, what is this book all about? This book basically is giving you a toolbox so that you can become and build yourself into the most effective leader that you can be. Now, these 21 tools or these laws might sound a little complicated when you first start reading the book. They have some very interesting names. For example, there's the law of the inner circle. There's the law of the lid. And it doesn't quite make sense until you start reading the stories that go along with it. The author is able to combine these stories with very influential, famous people that you'll recognize. People like Abraham Lincoln, Mother Teresa, or the brothers who opened up the first McDonald's. And he's able to tie with them whether they did these laws or whether they failed to do these laws and what happened as a result to their real life stories. And these stories help you remember how important these laws are and how you can apply them to your own life. Now, some of you, as you read it, might think to yourself, well, I can do that. I've been doing that. That's not even a difficult task. While others of you are going to find some other of the laws that might be a little bit more difficult and might have to work at to try to apply. All 21 laws are very, very important and essential. However, there's not one of us that can do all 21 laws perfectly every time that we try. And this kind of reminded me one time when I was in church listening to the pastor speak about the Sermon on the Mount, where Jesus is telling us about a builder who built his house upon a big bank of sand. And he built this big, beautiful house and constructed it perfectly, except when the storms came, the house came crashing down because the foundation was so bad. And there was another builder who built his house upon the rock, and as he built up his house, the storms came too. But his house didn't fall down because his foundation was so good. Well, that's the point of this book. This book is helping you to build with the tools you need to do to help you have a foundation that's strong so that when the storms of the leadership life come, which they will, you're going to be a strong leader whose house doesn't come tumbling down. So who should read this book? Anybody who wants to become a leader into the future, this is a great book for you to pick up before you get to that formal position. You can start applying some of these things before you even gain any experience, and this will help you to along the way of your goal. The other people that can read this are current leaders like myself who found themselves in a position of leadership before they had any formal training. Now, I learned in this class that that's not unusual. So if you find yourself in that position of being a current leader, this is something that really can help you to be even better at the job you're doing today. So maybe you're a wannabe leader or someone that's in a more informal position of leadership at a church, or maybe you're on a committee and you really do need some skills to help that committee or church group to function a little bit more effectively. This is a great book that can help you with some tools to do that. So the strengths of this book are, this is a revised edition. The author actually admits right in the beginning of the book that as life goes on, you gain life experiences and you learn so much more. He actually figured out 2 more very important laws to add to the 21 irrefutable laws that he hadn't added before, and those are included in this book. It's also a very broad-based book. This is not a healthcare or nursing book. Can be anywhere. Politics, it could be in a school, it could be at a church, it could be anywhere and be very, very useful. It's very easy to read. It's actually really entertaining. The stories are great and they're very inspirational. Each law has an application at the very end of the chapter. Now, this was the part that I found the biggest strength of the book, because when you find a law that you're really struggling with and you know you're going to have a hard time applying, this gives you the exact tools and how to make this work for your leadership style. The very end of the book also has a study guide, and this study guide you can personalize for yourself to make leadership strength as good as it can be. Now, there are a couple rooms for improvement. 21 irrefutable laws are 21 separate things and 21 separate memories that I have to pull out of somewhere when I'm trying to be a good leader. This is a big number. I've read this book 3 times in the last 5 weeks. Easy read, but still not able to pull out all 21 laws. However, it's also not a quick fix. This is not a, hey, I'm going to take a diet pill today and look beautiful tomorrow. This will take some practice. This is a lifestyle change. But it does get to the point. This book does give you the tools that you need to be an effective leader. In fact, I've already seen very big change in just the 5 weeks that I've started applying these tools. It really does make a difference, and I really do recommend this book. And who do I recommend it to? I recommend it to anybody who thinks that they're not perfect yet, which is pretty much anybody. I think this is a great book that you'll enjoy and that you'll really see that improves your leadership style. I thank you so much for listening. Have a great day.